Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the 20 Gang Sports, back, give you another great video and topic, man. So, if you've been tone deaf today, you ain't seen nothing, you've been blind all day, you got some of the craziest news you will ever see. This young man, the young star out of Texas, plays for the Arizona Cardinals, Mr. Kyler Murray. Oh, man, I'm tripping. Shout out to the early birds in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button for me. But I got the wrong thing up right now. I'm hiding myself. Turned the camera on today. Got some new gear. Well, not really new gear. I just never pull it out. It takes a lot to set up, man. So we got it rocking and rolling. So for those who are in here, man, let me know what you think of the new setup. This is how we're going to be rocking and rolling for the upcoming season. College football season is right around the corner. I think that background music is a little too loud. So, Hoop Jargon's in the building, man. Yo, we rocking and rolling, man. I finally stopped being lazy and got this thing rocking and rolling. I tried it once last year. Wasn't really working, but it is what it is. So, man, new setup. We're going to rock like this pretty much from here on out. Trying to get more used to these things. Trying to put more videos out. Y'all folks who follow me, y'all know I'm usually doing Jackson State stuff, HBCU stuff, basketball stuff. But I felt like this was newsworthy, man. This dude, Kyler Murray, man, just got a huge contract extension from the Arizona Cardinals. Huge contract extension, right? Even though, I'm trying to be nice, he hasn't done a damn thing. His team's been okay. This is year 4 or 5 for him. So he gets a huge contract extension. He's not an MVP. He hasn't won multiple games in the playoffs. So he gets this crazy contract extension. Then a news story comes out about him having to do study hall. Like, it's in his contract. There's a clause in his contract that says he has mandatory study hall and film session. And for all the ex-athletes, you know how tedious, if you went to study hall, you had shaky grades like I did in college. Great student in high school, but I was lazy in college. But it's tedious, man. Nobody wants to do it. But if you're an NFL quarterback, you're the starting quarterback of a franchise, they give you all this money. They shouldn't have to be forcing you. They shouldn't have to force you to be to get in the film, man. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. I'm gonna share a screen here in a little bit more of the stories that's popping up, but I wanted to know what people really thought about this. If you're an Arizona Cardinals fan and you hear this news about your quarterback having to be forced to be in the film room, it's probably driving you crazy, man. And let's rewind that for a second. He's been pretty damn good. At one point last year, Kyler Murray was considered an MVP candidate. He really, really was. I mean, his team was like 7-0. They were undefeated on the road for a long time. All this crazy stuff. And he wasn't watching film. So if you're an Arizona fan, you could probably find some light at the end of the tunnel of that, and saying that if he does get in the film room, he does get in there and pay attention, like the Tom Brady, like the Peyton Mannings, like the Aaron Rodgers of the world. I would get that. Come on, I didn't even see that. Like the Aaron Rodgers of the world. How much better he could be and how much better the Arizona Cardinals could be. Remember, they should have beat the Rams a couple of times and the Rams spanked them in the playoffs, if I remember correctly, or going into the playoffs. But this is a crazy contract. Come in by my man Hoop Jargon. He says, and he can't play video games. Man, that's crazy. I'm going to have to do some more research on that. I wanted to get in on this real quick. I know it's late for a lot of folks. So I'm going to put the link up here in the comments. My man Hoop, if you want to join, I know you usually hop in. So, but this dude, again, if you know Kyler Murray like I know him, I don't want to say I know him personally, but follow the guy's career. He's from Texas. He's in Allen, Texas, which is about 4 hours north of Houston, where I'm from. The kid is considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Texas high school player by many, many dudes. some legendary coaches consider Kyler Murray out of Texas the best Texas prospect they've ever seen. And that's saying that he's better than Earl Campbell, Adrian Peterson, Drew Brees, LaDainian Tomlinson, I think Myles Garrett, all these dudes, these big time names. And some of these coaches are saying Kyler Murray is the best he's ever seen. Now, me personally, the best I've ever seen, Adrian Peterson. AD all day. That dude was a man child. If y'all seen Adrian Peterson in high school, he damn near looks the same that he did in college, man. College and in the pros. So, yeah, Vince Young is another one, man. Vince Young is another. I played against Vince Young in high school, basketball-wise. But, yeah, Vince Young, out of the Houston area, he's probably considered the best high school prospect to ever come out of Texas. But Kyler Murray has an argument. The dude won 3 or 4 state championships, or 4 for 4, 1 of the 2. He never lost as a starting quarterback. So he has a legit argument about that. A very, very legit argument about that. And you said, let's see. They say they can't play video games while he's studying. Dude sounds like, excuse me, I got to take these slides off. It sounds like a child and his parent has basically seen his grades drop. And they told him that he can't play video games anymore. He can't play video games anymore. That is hilarious, man. Like, you can't get on the game until you get the job done in studies in the film session. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the DeAndre Ayton situation. Another guy out there in Arizona, right? A lot of people say about him that he loves 2K. Like, he can't do anything without 2K, and that's affecting him in a certain aspect of his career. And DeAndre Ayton, he bet on himself. He kind of won, but the Phoenix Suns don't really want to deal with him. They were almost willing to let him walk for the Pacers, but they signed him. It's better to keep him than to let him go. They literally wrote that in the contract, man. I gotta go. Let me share the screen of some of this stuff, man. That's some funny crap, man. My man has a middle school contract by his mama, by the NFL team, saying you can't do such and such until you get your studies. Until you get your studies in, man. What a crazy story, man. So right here on Touchdown Wire, they're talking about it. Ian Rappaport on Twitter said that he's agreed to the extension. That was on July 21st. And then he talks about later on July 21st, the 2-time Pro Bowler, Kyler Murray, is working to close a monster extension, all this other stuff. He's only 24 years old. Here and there, this might not be the right thing. But again, here's the contract by Adam Schefter. It says 5 years, $230 million, guaranteed for $160. Good gracious. I just want to give a shout out to Kyler Murray, man, for betting on himself, because folks will remember he was drafted by the Oakland Athletics. And a lot of folks were saying that he was stupid to go play on an NFL quarterback. He's too small. He's not big enough. He's going to get hurt. You get the more money in baseball. Even Shannon Sharp, he was on Undisputed, and he was calling him an idiot. I think, I don't want to misquote him, something of that nature, saying that he would never make more money in the NFL than he would in baseball. Dude just got a 160 guaranteed. 160 guaranteed. And that's just 5 years. And he's only 24. In 5 years, he'd be 29, 30 years old, depending on when his birthday is. Has another chance to play himself into another big contract. So shout out to Kyler Murray for betting on himself. I mean, yes, he's a very, very small in stature dude. He's not the fastest guy, but he's quick. Extremely quick. Very, very extremely quick. But I've heard reports saying that he is very hard to deal with sometimes. Yeah, that's nasty. Yes, it is, man. It is. I heard he's hard to deal with, and then now you see this stuff with his new contract with the clause saying that it's hard for him to get away from these video games, and they're basically forcing his hand to get away from the damn video game. Different generation. Like, I grew up playing video games. I still do. A lot of these younger kids love video games. It's their outlet. I get it. But when you're a professional athlete, when you have a job to do, man, you got to be able to pull away. You got to be able to pull away from goddamn video game, man. Like, it's not that serious, man. It's not that serious. Maybe you're playing with your homeboys. I don't know what he's doing. But I really wish I could find the details of this contract. I don't freaking get it. And here's Yahoo Sports. This is what I was looking for. Yahoo Sports talks about this a little more in detail. So I'm going to pull that up on the share screen action, man. So again, man, I appreciate y'all folks jumping in. I know I usually don't do no NFL news. I'm Jackson State, Alabama State, PV. I'm doing all this HBCU stuff, but I didn't get into this YouTube game to basically just report on that kind of stuff. And that's my channel kind of, happened to go that way, but it is what it is. But I'm still going to report on things I feel like is newsworthy. And this is just something that I feel like is worth talking about, man. It's crazy, but it's worth talking about. How can it be that bad where your organization, the Arizona Cardinals, have to force you to put a clause in your contract to go do your job? Like, how bad is that, man? Yeah, we got some late stragglers, man. We speaking about this Kyler Murray stuff. Put your thoughts down in the comments. If you want to jump in, you definitely can. The stream link is right there. You definitely can. This is a user-friendly channel. So, but yeah, I'm about to share the screen by Yahoo Sports. They talking about this dude. I just, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. So, right here, Yahoo Sports reporting this. Kyler Murray's study hall clause is a bizarre move by the Cardinals, one that would define both parties, and that makes sense. Kyler Murray is almost creating himself to be a laughing stock, even though we as fans shouldn't be laughing because the dude just signed a guaranteed contract for $160 and $200 and something plus million. So we as fans can't be laughing at him because the dude just changed his life forever and his family's life forever and his kids' and his kids', all that type of stuff. But you have to be monitored so badly that they had to put this in a clause. And it's laughable, man, because I don't think I've ever heard of anything like this ever. I've lived a pretty long life, getting up there in age, so I know I've seen some things. This is new to me, man. This is new to me. Again, Yahoo Sports reported $230 million, just like I said, guaranteed $46 million a year. This is baseball and NBA money right now. Baseball and NBA money. And I'm gonna come back to that in a second because I want to talk about somebody, a quarterback that is going to get really paid. If they just paid this dude that much at the Arizona Cardinals and he ain't did nothing, somebody's about to get really, really paid. So I'm gonna come back to that. So right here in this clause, it says more specifically, he has to spend 4 hours per week in independent study. Independent study. And again, it's not like they having somebody hovering over his shoulders, driving him to go. He has to make sure that he's watching film 4 hours a week. And an NFL quarterback shouldn't be. I think 4 hours is too little, man. Like, so that's how bad it is for Kyler Murray and his video game obsession, that they're saying, like, you don't get your bread unless you give us 4 hours. A minimum of 4 hours, man. You can do that in one day. You can do that literally in one day. Say independent study during the regular season and playoffs. During that time, he must review material provided by him by the club in order to prepare for the club's next upcoming game. So they're basically saying this is his homework, man. So I want to hear some of y'all thoughts, man. Some of y'all thoughts. So if anybody want to jump in on this, please do so. It's weird, man. I got the new setup, man. How y'all digging it? I tried this last year. Wasn't really working right. Just moved. That's why I ain't did some videos in about a week. I did one yesterday. I did one yesterday about Jackson State and Coach Brown talking about players not getting their money in time Anybody that went to college, you understand the craziness of the refund check process, which I went to college a long time ago, and it's still happening to kids to this day, the same type of process. That's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. Once you subscribe, hit that bell button so you know when we go live. And again, it's 9 o'clock here. Most of my subscribers are East Coast, West Coast, whatever it may be. Got a few Central Time folks, but they hop in when they want to. So Kyler Murray, my man, is forced to get in the film room. And so I'm going to go back to what I was saying earlier. As a person who understands sports, I played collegiate basketball. We had study session, man. Like, I hated study session. Hated it. And I wasn't even a dumb dude. I was just lazy in college. I really was lazy. I was a lazy student in college. And I shouldn't have been. My mother's a teacher, man. But I got out to college and I was just kind of doing my own thing. It hurt me in the long run. But, eventually I got my act together and then graduated. But I was a lazy student. Now, the athletic side of it, no, I wasn't athletic. I took my athletics more seriously than I did my studies. But we had film session, and I love watching film. Some people do not. I do to this day. I'm watching the game, and I'm rewinding it. I'll record a game on whatever you call that damn thing. One of them damn things. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then I would just rewatch it, man. I'm watching plays. I'm doing that, especially in basketball. I'm watching plays. I'm watching how the coaches are doing, players, momentum, movement, all this stuff. So I love watching film. Some people are just not young kids like Kyler Murray that's born in the 90s. He's 24. So what is that? He's like 98 kid or something like that. He's like a 1998 kid. So he's grown up in the era of playing online, playing Xbox, playing PlayStation 3, 4, PS5 now, Xbox One. I think that's the latest version of Xbox. So he's grew up. But at some point, you got to tell yourself, I got a job to do, man. Bottom line, I have a job to go do. I cannot get caught up so much in a video game that I can't go out there and get my job done. So everybody in the sports world was talking about this. And I want to know who was the person that actually broke this story. And I talked about this last week with the KD and Kyrie Irving situation, I believe. It was about the Lakers, the big three, AD, LeBron, and Westbrook. Which my man Hoop Jordan, he hates that. He hates that whole trio. He's done. He's done with AD. He's never been on the LeBron Lakers bandwagon. And Dale for sure ain't with the Russell Westbrook bandwagon. And man, if you still on here, Cliff, we were damn near spot on about the reports of Westbrook. His time in the league is almost over with. And we said this probably maybe a year and a half ago, that eventually in about 2 years, Russell Westbrook will be out the league unless he changes his mind. So folks who don't listen to us, if you're new to this channel, we've been spot on about a lot of things and a lot of our broadcasts. So make sure y'all subscribe to both of our channels, man. It's crazy. I saw a report, somebody said that one of these NBA guys saying that Russ is probably about to be out the league in like a year or two. And we said this over a year and a half ago. Damn near spot on. I know what I'm talking about just a little bit. Just a little bit. As my niece would say, yeah, bit. So look, again, crazy reactions around the league. Y'all sports reporting this, saying some people are in shock, some people are amused, some suggestions say that this is confirmation of sorts. But yeah, I want to know who was the guy that broke this story, man. That's like nothing. I guess nothing is sacred anymore. No locker room talk, contract discussions, none of this stuff is sacred. And I guess I'm just old school, man. But like some of these things don't need to come out, man. Like it really, really doesn't need to come out. And a lot of times it's just because somebody wants to make themselves famous. It is what it is. But this situation has given me a chance to talk about this stupidity that Kyler Murray has to have in his contract, a clause that he has to watch film 4 times a week, and he can't do it while playing video games. He can't do it while playing video games, folks. Like, wow. Wow is the word. Like, wow is the absolute word. And it says also, again, Yahoo Sports says the clause goes even further, noting examples of behavior that invalidate the 4 hours of study time is short. No studying while playing video games, no studying while watching TV. It all sounds oddly specific subset of behavior. Again, this reminds me of a parent catching their child, checking their report card, progress report, or whatever they may be called, and they see that their grades in the first 9 weeks were A's and B's, and all of a sudden the second 9 weeks they got B's and C's, and then high C's and low C's, or maybe a D. And the parent is basically saying that, dude, you have to get your act together, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to restrict you from playing video games. We're going to restrict your TV time. We're going to monitor it and make sure you get your grades back right. This is exactly what this is reminding me of. Anybody else that thinks differently, I'm sorry for it, but this is it. This is exactly what's happening with this dude in this situation. Poor Kyler Murray. Can't put the video games, my Stephen A. Smith voice, as he used to do with the put the weed down. My man got to put the controller down. Put the PS5 controller down, man. Give your thumbs a break. Go in there, watch you some film. It's that simple, man. And again, to be a great, all-time great, I only say great, you have to fall in love with the process. You have to fall in love with the grind. And all of that is part of film study. Again, the greats did it. The Montanas, Tom Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers of the world, the Peyton Mannings of the world. All these dudes, those are considered the best quarterbacks ever, and you can go and check their resume, and you can go ask them that they had to fall in love with film study. Bottom line. So this is my advice for Kyler Murray. If you ever get a hold of this, a win of this, dude, put the game down. It's okay. All they gave you was 4 hours. 4 hours a week. And I'm willing to bet that the average starting quarterback in the NFL does not spend 4 hours a week in the film room. And if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me, come back and watch this later. But I'm pretty sure the average NFL starting quarterback does not just watch 4 hours of film a week. You got 17 weeks, 18 weeks, plus the playoffs, make it to the Super Bowl, all this stuff. The rest of the year, man, hey, go out and play video games, do what you need to do, go party. Again, I understand you're 24 years old, but right now, this shouldn't even be a story. This is how bad this is. This shouldn't even be a story. I shouldn't even be up here talking about it, rambling. This should not even be a story where this dude had to go in there, his organization, the Arizona Cardinals, say, okay, we're going to give you this. How much was it? $250 million? Might be 260. Make sure. I'm sorry. $230 million. $230 million, $46 million a year, 150 plus guaranteed. Unbelievable. Right? I'm not going to knock anybody getting their bread. But if they got to do all this saying, okay, we're going to give you this money, but we want you to do the bare minimum as an NFL starting quarterback. This is the bare minimum. In my opinion, this is the bare minimum they asking you 4 hours a week. And don't play video games and don't watch TV while you're doing it. The bare minimum. And so before I get out, I want to come back to what I said earlier about a quarterback who I know is probably about to get paid. Lamar Jackson. He's in a contract talks with the Baltimore Ravens still. And if you're Lamar Jackson, you see that Kyler Murray just got 160 guaranteed. And he has not, I don't know if he's won a playoff game. I know he's been to the playoffs. He has not been an MVP. Lamar Jackson has been an MVP 2 years ago. Aaron Rodgers won it last year. Aaron Rodgers might have won it 2 years in a row. I don't know. But Lamar Jackson is within the last 3 or 4 years, he's won an MVP. So if Kyler Murray can get this, and he has not accomplished as much as you've accomplished in this league, you about to get some bread, my guy. I mean, some absolute bread, and I'm not mad at it. Get every single penny you can to set your family straight from here on out, man. So, again, I just wanted to jump on this topic real quick. It wasn't much, man. Again, this should not even be a story. Not even a story, not even a whisper, because you're not up there doing your job as a starting NFL quarterback, man. And again, what does it say about you that your work ethic is in question, your commitment is in question, even though it might not even be true, but the perception of it is right now that your work ethic and your commitment to the Arizona Cardinals, to your craft, is in question, that they had to put a clause in your contract saying that you can't play video games while you're watching film. You can't watch TV while you're watching film. The maturity level, which I talked about a little bit earlier, and I heard people report this saying the maturity level of Kyler Murray was in question. And it all started with that he was basically asking for a trade at the beginning of the year. At the end of last season, I believe. He was asking for a trade. Like, dude, why? Yeah, you're in a tough division with the defending champs, the Rams, the Seahawks, who just lost Russell Wilson. That's fine. The 49ers are still tough. Yeah, you're in a tough division. I get it. But this looks bad on you as a professional athlete at 24 years old. And then that comes to my next topic about this. What does that say to the kids who follow you, man? Like, I know, and again, the famous story is you're not a role model, but in actuality, you are, man, because kids they're going to gravitate to sports. They're going to gravitate to pros. Yeah, they don't see you every day. It's not like they're seeing their teacher, their gym teacher, their high school coach, or whatever it may be. But there is some kid around this country, around this world, who's probably saying, man, I want to be like Kyler Murray. And they're basically saying, man, like, this dude, I can play video games and still get money. You're one of the few. You're one of the few, man. So setting an example is something that, when you get older, you really tend to understand as you get older, man. So again, he's only 24. I don't want to beat on the guy. Hopefully I haven't been beating on the guy. I'm just giving a few words of advice. Again, this should have not been a story. I should not be up here. I should be getting ready for bed. So, Kyler Murray, get it together, man. Go in there, do your job. 4 hours ain't nothing. Again, you can do that in one day. How many hours do you spend playing video games? So you can do that in one day. If that's all you want to give your organization, your team, your teammates, perfectly fine. I'm about to knock my microphone off. So we're going to get ready to stop it right here, man. I appreciate everyone that came in. Much love. Yeah, I'm about to knock my microphone over. So we're going to end it. Make sure y'all subscribe on the way out. Again, y'all let me know how y'all like the new background. I got different colors, man. I like the black one better, but I had on a black shirt. So next time, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think of this new action, man. We're going to be rocking and rolling this upcoming football season, collegiate football season, even NFL Sunday. So we're going to be getting it, man. I got some more new stuff on the way. I have a breaking news video coming within the next couple of days. Still got to work out some details. It's about the channel. So y'all make sure y'all tune in for that, man. So again, make sure you subscribe on the way out. Like this. Hit that bell button once you subscribe. And as always, I'll leave you with some words of advice. Y'all know what it is, man. Most of y'all probably tired of hearing me say it, but I'm going to keep saying it until it reaches somebody. So on your best day, be better. The 20 Game Sports, I'm out. Peace.